Hey there, I am Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org and of course the SEO Mastermind.org. So in this particular stream, what we will be doing is doing our weekly stream right here on YouTube. Yes, I'm late. I admit it. I'll go overtime in order to make sure that you get your time. But we added some features here. So that way we can communicate more and have a more dynamic conversation related to SEO. So what we'll do is inside the chat, there's two links. There's a restream link so you can enter the conversation and you'll be, you can chat with me live and communicate to others live. Aside from that, if you don't want your camera on, right? Because it's going to show you, then turn it off. Now, if you just want the questions to be answered, maybe, hey, I don't really need to see Chris. I know what you look like. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to talk. That's cool. Just go ahead and put the chat inside of there. All right. Just put it in the chat and I'll read it off. Now, let's come on over here. It's been a while since I've been in here. Let's go to chat. Web designs, you're all good, brother. So I think you guys can see this. This is Web Designs by Mark. You're all good. Cool. Good. So again, all right. So get your questions in. I don't see them as of yet, but I'm sure that I will. If there's anything you'd like me to look at, please, I'll be more than happy to look at it with you. Here's what I'll do. I believe my good friend Michael should put the links if you want to join. All right. Either way, though, let's see here if there's any questions. If not, I'm going to jump directly into on-page SEO. All right. I want to finish off this mini training. If there's no questions, I'm hoping that there's something I can help you with. Also, too, if you use for members here for YouTube, right? If you're a member inside of the YouTube Mastermind, this week's coupon is SEO coaching, okay? Or SEO coach, my mistake. All right. So if there's anything you'd like to get a small discount on, use SEO coach at chrispalmer.org. And that'll take care of it. We're swapping them out weekly, though, I think. Either way, let's see here. So, Michael, you have 10 questions in the chat on the YouTube stream. Thank you, Michael. Well, I guess we better open that up. Let's go over there and take a little peek, shall we? All right. Duckio says, hi, what's up? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this inside of here. 10 people, actually. There's a limit. I didn't know that. 10 people can join. So here, I'm going to put it inside the thing now. I don't know if you guys saw it yet. All right, here you go. Here's the link to join if you want to. Can't post to the same channels. Okay. All right, I'm going to open up YouTube and take a look at the chat so I can answer any questions that might already be in here. Okay. Now I won't be able to put them across the screen because it's not in the software, but I will answer them for you. All right. So you don't have to type them twice. All right. All right. So I cannot see, man, I'm sorry, guys. I just joined the chat, so I don't see the 10. All right, Michael. Unfortunately. I don't see the past messages. All right, Keith, please send me a note on what you are doing to freshen up site and let me know how much. Oh, so it's private. All right, Keith. All right. So that's the private chat, so we can chat to one another. And here we go. Now we're kicking it off. Hey, how do you like this background? Purple and pink. It's kind of cool. You don't see it here, though. It's just green. It's a little, this is new. I used this software probably about, a year and a half ago. So it's relatively new. I wanted to make it available to be able to chat with people, but nobody showed up. That's funny. I love it. So, Doctor Who Design says, I just want to listen. I found you today and watched a 5-hour video. Epic, right? Thank you, brother. See, but that's not for everyone, you know? Like, some will find great value in this, amounts of information. And then if they've been doing SEO for some time, they'll realize, hey, there's actual information here that can be helpful for my business. So I'm glad that you're one of those that has found value. I'm very happy to hear that. Let's keep rolling here. I do like how I can put the question up on the screen. That's pretty cool. All right, Epic Soft Wash. Epic Soft Wash here. All the services that have gone live for me have helped me out so far. Well, I'm glad to. Epic Soft Wash, I assume it was with us, and I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. What else can I say? Right? There are sometimes though we have you're in business. I can't always make every client happy, but we try, right? So I'm glad to hear that we were helpful for you. All right, so here's some questions here. We got some from Tanya. Here's the previous question. So Carlos asked a question, says, hey, Chris, if the business owner has no address, what do you do about local citations? All right. So if the business owner does not have a business location, what type of business are they in? Right? But that's irrelevant. If they don't have a business location, that's going to be wildly difficult to get listed on the top 12 places. Apple, Google, right? Yelp, Monta, MapQuest, Foursquare, any of the notable ones, right? However, if you don't have an address, but you have a location, you can still build business plus phone number plus description directory listings. All right. There are directories where I don't need to have a complete address. I can have zip code or area that they're located in. I can also build out description, have a logo. It's directories. That's all. It's the only difference. And with that being said, if they don't have a specific address, is that niche geared around locality, right? When you're looking at the leading competitors and we're looking or analyzing referring domain count, is it essential to have citations and or directories within my backlink profile? That would be a question that I would be curious of. All right. So, all right, I'll keep going here. Get your questions in if there are any. If not, we'll move right into training. It's no problem for me. But right now what I'm doing is I'm answering the questions that were previous before I got on, okay? Because I wasn't able to see them. But my good friend Michael has taken the time to get them out so that way we can answer them, all right? Okay, so, all right. So that was Carlos's. Compass Carpet Repair. Hey, Chris, what's some spammy backlinks to avoid when searching for providers? Spammy backlinks. So a site's topical relevance is made up of the links that are pointing to it. All right. So the only thing that would really X-nay something bad is if the links that are pointing to the asset are primarily geared towards anything that's safe search. Okay. So what that would mean is if there's anything XXX, pharma, casino, and that's the primary backlink profile, then that's going to be an issue. Now, there's multiple other smaller factors that I might look at, like, for instance, let's say, for instance, that I have a website and the website has a basic blog theme because I'm buying a guest post, PBN link. When I'm looking at the top bar or their categories for the website, in that top bar, is there anything safe search? Like, is that a primary category that's off the root, like CBD or anything negative that has negative connotation attached to it? All right. So hopefully that helps you out. But really it's the links that are pointing in. Also, does it have bad internal links? Is the category that they're linking from, is there links, right? Like internal links? Because usually there's a lot of power at the homepage or maybe one or two other pages, but is there a cross linking? Is there a header? Is there a footer? Also, too, if I'm buying a guest post, depending on the cost, sometimes some of these vendors might not have privacy policies or contact pages or terms of service. Like if they haven't taken the time to have the essentials for a website in order to be perceived as a real website, the probability of that link passing power is unlikely. So those are some of the things. Tanya says, hello to you. Tanya says, hey, Chris, when will you publish your GSA SER list page? Today. Will you do any off-page or traffic? No. The main concern for that, or not even a concern, or the main thing behind that is 0 links to the page. Okay. Like that's the objective. Like we have a 3-month-old site, I think, probably 4 months, probably by now, a 4-month-year-old site, no links pointing to the pages. And it's going to be a new page. So yeah, I want to make sure of that. That's part of it. Cause it's just around, doing proper on page. Okay. So Michael says, for your lead generation network, yes, what percent of all leads you get paid for? I assume some percent you give away for free to get more clients. So I dabble in the law space offering leads. I'm learning more and more. The problem with that particular niche is I only have one person that has a call center, right? So they've only been able to assign a part-time person that can actually filter. So that's a problem for me currently. It's like, hey, do I want to invest the money in order to have someone in place to qualify leads, right? To take in phone calls. You kind of need a call center, right? In order to do this successfully. Like you got to have the web, got to have like a call center, or at least somebody that's there and active, right? It's like, do I want to invest that money? So in the real estate space, when you're selling them, the leads, they're taking the entire flow. I'm not in charge of sales or getting people into the door. So I guess I wouldn't be the number one person to ask about that specific thing. Do they give some away? I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. Maybe at first, but I highly doubt that they continuously give them away. And plus on top of that, it's not like there's an overwhelming amount of leads. So the investors that we currently have on board are able to account for the flow that we're able to achieve. All right. So Michael asks, oh, it's Tanya, sorry. When doing tiered link building, what do you use for tier 1? Except guest posts. Tier 1, premium press releases, basic press releases, citations, directories, guest posts, featured posts. That's pretty much about it. Web 2.0, branded Web 2.0. That's pretty much it. Now, note, I'm primarily focused on lead generation and local business. It's local business, always. It's always in a localized market. All right. Now, this might be different if there was other things going on, but that's primarily where I focus for tier 1. Is there any sense in building tier 2 links for a tier 1 no follow link? If I'm able to achieve tier 2 links at a very, very low cost, when I'm looking, for instance, depending on the client, depending on if that's part of the pack that we're going to sell, like every single client is customized. That's why we don't do packages. It's very, very hard to have a one size fits all. It's not and actually produce a result, right? A client isn't buying service. They're buying a result. So in order for me to give a result, I need to know exactly what do you need. With that being said, depending on the client, when we're building out tier 2 links, we're primarily building tier 2 links to lower equity sites, radio stations, things that are within the press release in order to derive power towards that. The secondary element is citations and directory links. And what we're doing is when we take that, when we pull it inside of a tool, right, inside of a bulk backlink checker, inside of say SEMrush, and we do an export, and we're getting rid of anything that's an authority score, less than a 1 or less than a 2, less than a 3, the lower stuff. We're not filtering by follow, do follow. We're hitting it all. So would I? Yes, but it has to be super cheap. Hopefully that helps you. All right. And it's not that I don't see you guys. Josh, Daniel, I see you there. I'm just getting through the initial questions. All right. So I'm not ignoring you by any stretch of the imagination. I see you. All right. All right. So here, let's just see here quick. Okay. So primary color. All right. So here, let me just see something here quick. So if I go into here and I come up here, give me 1 second. I'm just getting something fixed up. Open. Let's see what this does. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. What I'm looking for right now. Okay. All right. Where is... here it is. This is what I was looking for. Give me 1 second. All right. I'll go down the list. Do no follow links on tier 2 work if tier 1 is do follow. Oh, do no... Either way, we're hitting them all. So I don't know if you just reiterated on that question. Hey, Chris, I am a high school student and I have my own detailing business that I operate. Oh, yes. I love where this is going, man. Whatever you're doing, high school student, keep going, right? Because if you, aside from the SEO piece, right? If I knew what I knew now, my friend, once you get something that generates dollars that you like, double down, tunnel vision. Okay. Like this is my angle. And 2, that's my best advice so far, but let's read here. So I'm a high school student. I have my own detailing business that I operate on the weekends. All of my clients are from SEO. Congrats, dude. I'm thrilled to hear that. Dude, double down, keep going. Like, man, I wish I could have started in high school. So in any case, Mark Randall, what's your opinion on toxic links? SEMrush says that things are toxic, even if they really aren't. Should they be disavowed or left alone? This question has came up so much, Mark. Excellent question, by the way. It has came up so much. SEMrush is an excellent tool, but they're not Google, right? So that's the first step. Number 2 is, as a webmaster, these are tools or assets that we utilize in order to better analyze data in bulk, right? So with that being said, as webmasters using our tools, that's our wrench. We can't just blindly go into something. That's like grabbing a pipe cutter, and it's a pipe cutter, so you just cut every pipe, right? Like, no, you have to figure out, well, where does it need to be cut exactly? Like, which pipe? Where should I cut it at? Is this right? I'm just using that as an analogy, I guess. So with that being said, make your best judgment there. Take a look. Are these links hurting or helping? I would really take a look. Also, too, I noticed this a lot in some of the PR stuff. No matter where you get it, even, dude, we've spent $750 before numerous times on Global Newswire, straight up niche specific distributions. That's a lot of money for one PR, right? And, we've gotten our 600 links, but on some of those lower tiers, SEMrush is screaming like, oh, these are toxic. Oh my gosh. Right. But at the end of the day, it's a no follow. And the reason why it's toxic is because SEMrush is looking at, I believe, 52 different points. The 52 different points are how they're measuring the effectiveness, aka giving us a spam score to a specific link. So if it meets any 2 or 3, like as it's hitting each of those points, like, oh, there's low content on the page, that jacks up the spam score. There's more than 3 outbound links on the page, that jacks up the score. All I'm getting at is you take a look at the data and then make your decision. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. All right. So I think I answered all those questions. So let's come on over here. All right. All right. So mastermind.org. Let me see how this works. Ready? Oh, that's cool. Okay. All right. I won't keep it running too long, but I thought that was cool. All right. So now we're starting back up here. So we saw Ducky. Best alternative to SEMrush. Man. So Keith asked, hey, what's the best alternative to SEMrush? Labrica, AccuRanker, SEO. I've never even heard of that one. So those tools, I'll never discourage. It's very hard to produce a tool. Okay. I don't want to say they stink or they're, subpar. I'm sure they have a very good angle and I'm sure they're good. But in my opinion, for SEO data, there's really only 3 companies that are running, right? Like it's either Majestic, SEMrush, or Ahrefs, right? And I used to always use Moz, and I still actually like Moz's keyword checker, keyword explorer type thing. It's cool, right? But I mean, I've been dead set on using SEMrush and Ahrefs, and then Majestic for some, backlink type things. So hopefully that helps you out. But those like AccuCheck, like I like SEMrush, so it's completely up to you. All right, so let's shut that off because it's distracting. I just wanted to test it out. All right, where were we? So moving down the list here. So here's our chat. All right. All right. So 55 Bako says, hey, love from Pakistan. It's 1 a.m. Love to see you live. I'm glad to be here, brother. Glad to help. If there's anything I can help you with, let me know. All right. Especially anyone. Anybody. I'm happy to help anybody. Right. But Pakistan, man, one of the developers that I work with very, very closely is in Pakistan. And I know that you have a very special holiday right now going on. So happy holidays. Aside from that, man, it's very hard for you guys to earn over there, right? And hats off to you. All right. Yes. So here we go. Sweden here. Sweden in the house. Sweet. Okay. Again, Sweden. So another part of the team. He's from Sweden. Loves Sweden. Sweet. All right. Let's keep going. Calcum. Hey, Chris, if you're looking for a link opportunity, would you worry if 90% of the website traffic is from India or Pakistan, even if there's at least 1,000 monthly traffic or DR and OKDR? See, this is highly common practice for guest post vendors because the ill-informed feel as though that traffic has something to do with the power of a link, right? But we know, right, us, that traffic has nothing to do with PageRank. Now, now there's a caveat to this. If I were to get a link on, say, Neil Patel's on-page SEO page, which ranks like number 3 or 4, like his on-page checklist page, and I had a link on that page, would that be more valuable than another website? Definitely, because the probability of generating a click and getting traffic skyrockets. Now, with that being said, would I worry about it? No. But note that traffic, it doesn't matter. The only reason they're inflating that number is so they can charge a premium. They can charge more. But all we're looking at is not the DR. DR is a factor, not a factor. DR is a factor that we look at as SEOs, but really what we're looking at is RD, referring domain count. What's the referring domain count and which category are the links in, right? So just like Google AdSense, when they classify websites based on, well, what type of site is it? And how they get classified is by the links that are pointing to it. So when you're looking down, is it about automobiles? Is it about aircraft? Is it about computers and intercom? Like, what's the site actually about? I'd look at that and referring domain count. Also, which level is the link at? First level, second level, third level, right? And then also, what is the internal link flow, right? So there's always value to every single link, no matter what. But all of those little mini factors or macro factors add up. And traffic is not something that I'm overly obsessive over. Yahoo gets a boatload of traffic, but when they produce that page for a PR, it might get a trickle, right? Like traffic has nothing to do with how PageRank is passed. Okay. So yeah. Okay. That was a good question though. Getting me fired up. I talk to people about this and it's like, man, like people realize that they think like a site with traffic like is going to be more powerful, but your guest post is always on a brand new page. Now niche edit's different, but that's that. All right. So, hey, Chris. Okay. All right. So the answer is no, I wouldn't worry about it. Niche relevant. Ranger says, hey, yo. Epic Softwash used in your backlink homepage DR50 builder. Not live yet. I got a few of them, but was it a good idea to use one of those to send to my contact me page? Okay. So the homepage is, we have homepage, internal page. You can submit your own content. We have a lot of flavors. A homepage link is some of the hardest links to get. It's the most valuable equity that you can offer. Most link people that offer guest posts or have access to large amounts of sites, they keep the homepages for themselves. And if they do offer them, they generally want to charge you monthly, not one time. Okay? So with that being said, if you're looking to power up your contact page, right? Or if for some reason, hey, you're buying links, even though, yeah, we know they're clean or we know they're good, I just want to keep myself safe by any means. Because remember, even if you're getting links from Forbes, you're still not supposed to buy links, right? So yeah, it could be. Where is it internally linked to? And what other keywords are on that page? That's all. So yeah, you're still getting the referring domain. I would much rather point a homepage link to a page I'm trying to rank, but completely up to you. I mean, it's not the most optimal place, but I could see for safety reasons, just in case, you never know. And or like, well, what's your internal linking? Can we do something with that page? It's okay. It's just not the best place. I'd send, if you have a DR50 homepage link, you want to point that to the page you want to rank and make sure you use an exact match. In fact, instead of an exact match, what we like to do, let me see if I could show you this. Give me 1 second. Let me see if it does it. Oh, yeah. So what we like to do is this. So let's just say here, format, font. I'll make it big just in case. Let's say that you're doing power washing, soft washing, pressure washing. Well, I'm already have caps on. So it would be pressure washing, right? So if you were building anchor text and you had a homepage link and you want to get maximum equity like this, right? You might even get a brand in there, but stack them like this. All right. Oh, my mistake. Like that. We have all the variations and the common names for things. I think soft wash is different, but you get the point. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me let Hayes in. Please get your questions in. I'll be very quick. Sorry, bro. Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. I'm a bad daddy. See, I'm at my office, but my house is literally across the street. I own these 2 buildings. Well, I own more than these 2, but these 2 here in Tamaqua. Well, I bring Hayes with me because he's my buddy, you know? Well, it's raining out, and I heard him, but I didn't realize. I feel bad. Somebody's getting a snack tonight. I'll just say that. Sometimes I'll buy, like, if I go to Burger King, I've been trying not to. I'll just buy him like a burger, maybe a double burger, you know, like, here you go, buddy. So he's getting a burger tonight. Poor guy. He's like all wet, like standing like, Dad, come on, dude. Like, what's going on? What did I do? All right. Anyway, sorry about that. So Josh, hey, thank you for your question. He says, can you advise the best practice for a local set on a retailer's e-commerce site? Best practice for a local SEO on a retailer's e-commerce site. Okay. Can I advise the best practice for local SEO on a retailer's e-commerce site? All right. I'm not a e-com expert, right? But I have worked on e-com assets. I've worked on hundreds of local sites. A handful, a dozen e-com sites, right? So with that being said, the sites that we have worked on in the rug space, a very, very, very well-known e-commerce rug site. They sell rugs. You would know them. Yeah, we tried it there. You have to make a decision. Are you targeting a specific state or a specific area or just one area? If it's just one area, a subdomain, okay? If we want to target a local market, I think in my humblest opinion, generally in this aspect, if it's a local market for a particular e-com product, oftentimes it's best to have a different asset. And the reason is because when we're getting traffic to a particular website, okay, the traffic, the intent of the traffic and the traffic that Google rewards you with, that's what your site's about, okay? So when you start optimizing, creating, generating, indexing, getting traffic for new things, it generally can, not always, hurt this over here. I don't know what the product is. I don't want to give you a solid answer. I'm not 100% sure what would be best for you. Depends on your products, how much area that you want to cover. You know, there's a lot of ifs and buts here. Sometimes you can, if you want to keep it on the same asset, you can use what is called a reverse proxy. You create another asset, right? Like say you're using Shopify, you'll create another asset like on WordPress or something along these lines, create a whole nother website. It's sitting on its own IP. It has its own address, but it's clickable from your website. So it seems like you're still on the same site. Okay. I've seen that done. There's a lot of ifs, brother. I hope that helps you. All right. So, I see. Stop sharing screen. All right. CTR booster clicks are not adding in GSC and GMB analytics after February. Are you facing the same? I don't use CTR Booster. So no, I'm not having. Now we did test with CTR Booster. We played around with CTR Booster. Garrett's an awesome dude. But we also build our own organic web search tool. So for organic website clicks, we have our own tool that we created. Now I was going to go down the rabbit hole of doing a maps tool, but a very, very close friend of mine was already building one, and we already had a solution for maps, impressions, and reviews, right? Because we do maps, impressions, reviews, and optimization in order to rank on maps. But for organic, we have our own tools. All right. Well, I partnered with somebody, but we have our own tools. All right. Like I didn't build it. I'm not a developer. I have a partner and we build our own tool. All right. Hopefully that's helpful. So no, I didn't see that. Daniel, hey, Chris, haven't been around for ages. Still paying my membership. We'll be going through all recordings at 2x this weekend. Cool. Nice, Daniel, my man. Thank you. So Brandon asks, well, I won't read the name because I'll put it up on the screen. All right. Should service pages for local SEO have location in the URL slugs? Should service pages for local SEO have location in the URL slugs? Yes, in my opinion. So if I have a service page that's targeting a location, that's a location-based service page. So depending on your SERP, all right, when you go into Google and you do a search for, I don't know, personal injury lawyer, Dallas, right? Personal injury lawyer, Dallas. In those top 10, what's being rewarded? Are you seeing people ranking with third level deep? For instance, website.com/personal injury lawyer/personal injury lawyer Dallas, right? Or do they have, some of these webmasters, if I can call them that? I'm just joking. They'll write services, and then they'll put or they'll put personal injury, and then they'll put truck accident lawyer Dallas, medical malpractice lawyer Dallas, and it'll be under the personal injury lawyer category. But what I'm getting at is it two levels deep, or are they running the service location pages off the root? If they're running them off the root, you run them off the root. All right. But no matter what, I still have a top level page. And here's what I mean by this. I have website.com/car accident lawyer, right? And then that's a top level page, car accident lawyer. But on my car accident lawyer page, I talk about and link to all of the different cities that I offer car accident lawyer services in. But when I click on that, it goes right back to flat. Make sense? Okay. Awesome. And that's how we would do it. So no matter what, if I'm on a location-based service page, regardless of where it's structured, I'm putting the yes. I need the keyword in the title, URL, H1, H2, and in the body content. That's optimized. All right. So I really hope that helps. I don't know if green's the best color, but it is today. I'll figure out the background stuff at another time. All right. So next, Brandon says, asking because I've seen you explain it both ways in your videos. That's right. And I deliberately explained it both ways. And that's exactly why. Because there's not a one size fits all, right? Like in some categories, some niches, some states, some services, this is what's being rewarded. In other instances, this is being rewarded. They're both effective, but still, if I'm matching and mirroring and I need to find the best success for my client, that's why I get paid. That's why you get paid. We get paid because we're the best. We're good at finding success for our clients, right? Well, I'm doing whatever is being rewarded, and I'm going to push towards that. Now, if they have something messed up, I'm going to do my best I possibly can with the structure being jacked up. But if I'm starting fresh or we're adding services, oh yeah, I'm doing what is required for sure. All right. Yes, both ways work. I like flat. I like it just depends on the site. How many pages do they have? There's a lot, you know how it goes. All right, let's keep going here. I've got no questions or comments as of now. Just happy to see you and be back. Awesome. Great to see you, Daniel. All right. So I don't see, I guess nobody wanted to hang out with me, huh? That's okay. That's okay. I'm backstage. Cool. Oh, I see. I thought it would show up on the, I thought it would show up inside of here. Like I thought it would show just like a stream, you know? Want full HD? Yes. Yes, I do. Interesting. Huh. I guess you can't win them all. I'll figure all that stuff out. But yes, I want the best. I want at least 1080. I thought that this was at 1080. Quality selection is disabled. See, I thought I had full 1080. Well, that's a lesson. I'll have to go in there and fix that. Anyway, moving on. Do you see my screen? Nah. I mean, you could if you wanted. No, it doesn't matter to me. I was just so you could get it to work if you wanted to. That's all I was curious of, Darren. Like, could you show up? You know, because that would be cool. Would I show up? Yes, you would. I hope you show up. Yeah. I mean, I'll let you in. That's what I was hoping for. Like some people would show up. Got a hat on. Okay, I need to stop messing around. Sorry. Oh, look at this. I see now how to do it.
It says I'm in the show right now.
Yeah, you're in it. I hear you now. I figured it out. That's so cool. Okay. That's hysterical.
Good thing I'm dressed.
There it is. So I can see the people here. It's just guys from the mastermind. That's so cool. So I see I can hear you. Okay. Well, if you guys have
the money. It's worth the money, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Darren. So here, let's keep cooking here. So I figured out how to make that work. So I guess you guys don't want to talk. All right. So now that I know how that works, I can see the people that are here. That's so cool. All right. So let's go back. We'll answer the questions. All right. So you come back into here. Go back to chat. Okay. I'm sorry. I just started reusing this again, so don't mind me. All right, moving on. Hey, Chris, this is from Walter. As you can see on the screen here, it says, hey, Chris, I'm a teen who has his own detailing business. Awesome. I read that one already. Here's another one. What advice do you have to trying to rank service area GMB? I think we touched on that one. But the advice is the same, Walter, right? Like, yes, you're at a disadvantage, but that makes you want to try more. And what I have found with service area businesses is a quick turn on. You know, I went through this today. You know, you might have a chance of triggering re-verification, even though you've been there for 10 years, but, you know, all that work just catches up all of a sudden just by showing the address. So with that being said, there is no difference of the actual work that needs to be done. I still want to generate clicks and traffic that are based on the business, like looking for my business for this specific keyword in this particular vicinity, right? In a particular section on a map, usually within a 5 to 9 mile radius. I need reviews that talk about the services, the brand, you know, hey, Chris Palmer was an excellent SEO consultant based in Pennsylvania. He does a marvelous search engine optimization work, right? keywords, locations, actual names, brand names, these types of things. Aside from that, I need to make sure that if I can, does my name of the business have a key term or a broad match key term in it, right? Because sometimes brand takes longer. Doesn't mean you should change it, but it does help. My categories, how is the category that I'm in is the one that actually makes the dollars? Is that my primary category? Services, the services that I list. See, I used to always recommend to have one service, but as I have found over time, it can be helpful to add other services, but they need to be mentioned on the website. It has to be on the site. Taking Google's recommendations will give you a temporary increase for about 12 days, and then you dump. I tested it. I've tested it numerous times. Well, 3 times. 3 times in the last year and a half, we have tested that specific thing. What's the other piece? Products. So if you're a service-based business, your service is your product. It's hard sometimes to get business owners to understand this concept. Even if it doesn't show visibly, it's still there to the public and it's still valuable. Why? Because then I can make the connection between the services and the products that I offer between the GBP and the actual website, right? And last but not least, the description of the business. Description of the business, we want to make sure that we are utilizing proper keywords within that particular description. Aside from that, any other amenities, hours of operation, online hours, like all that stuff, that's a give, but a lot of business owners skip over this. We want to make sure we have that. Plus, staying consistent with our posting on a daily or bi-daily basis. And on top of that, we want to make sure that we're including owner photos on a consistent basis. There needs to be interaction with not only the profile on the owner side, show care to Google that, hey, I care about this, but we also need to show care from an actual customer standpoint coming in. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. Moving on. All right. More than SEO. Certain GBP business category niches don't permit updates, nor products, nor even services. What on-page GBP actions would you recommend besides adding images, videos, and replying to Q&As? Thanks. Reviews, traffic, and clicks. Traffic, clicks, impressions, people looking for your brand, business, service, your name plus your name plus your brand plus a location. This type of activity is very, very, very helpful. Alongside of that, those same keywords you're using to generate interest is also in the reviews consistently. Very, very useful. Also, a lot of people disagree, but I feel that running advertising within maps is very, very helpful as far as rankings are concerned. So best wishes on that. Let's keep going. All right. So Daniel says, anything major happened in the last or past 6 months or so? Is there something that's a must to pay attention to? Structure. Getting rid of the dead wood on your site. Internal linking, taking care of the dead wood. Refreshing your pages, and they started blending SERPs. I've talked about this at least publicly twice on YouTube. That's a big tip. In my humble opinion, I still don't feel that Google better understands a concept, but it understands a concept not. I still feel as though they struggle understanding the entire sequential understanding of a page, but they understand what makes up a good page, if that makes sense to you. So as far as understanding it all collectively together, like in a cohesive actual document, not quite there, but they are understanding more. Like, hey, are these entities here? Are these specific words there? And that's what I hope to demonstrate for our training. More than SEO, with Reddit ranking so well, even at the local level, any best practices for clients who don't want to engage in subreddits? Just optimize the Reddit profile, or is there something else that we can do? I think it's almost essential for a business owner to have their own subreddit based on their brand. Creating social assets, Web 2 assets, and any asset that's going to be branded is wildly helpful. Back to Reddit itself, for business owners that don't want their own and don't want to interact, this is a way to offer value that can potentially turn into business, right? Because those Reddit posts for now, just like when I talked about this with Craig, at least in the open here, remember when Medium had their run and they were in every SERP? Now Reddit, and LinkedIn, right? They're having their run. Get in while you can, right? Because it's going to come to a halt. It's only a matter of time. Where I feel that the best competitive advantages for Reddit right now is with sculpting the opinion. And I got that from another guy. I forget his name. But that terminology, opinion sculpting for a brand in Reddit is very easy to do currently. Like, it's fairly easy to cast shade on a competitor or shine on you. All right, utilizing Reddit. And that's enough about that. So hopefully that helps you. Moving on. Hey, Chris, never did any kind of SEO. Well, today's Peter Vandergraaf. That is his name. Yep, Peter Vandergraaf. Great guy. I love that phrasing, opinion sculpting. It's a cool way to visualize what you're doing. So thank you for that, Mr. Mark S. I won't say your last name just in case, for privacy reasons. Hey, Chris. Oh, also, speaking of Mark S., he's the one that taught me about receipts. Not that I knew about receipts, but that terminology, like show the receipts. I like that. Hitesh, hopefully I didn't mispronounce that. Hey, Chris, never did any kind of SEO. Well, you're in the right place. No, you're in the right place, my friend. I've done a lot of SEO and I love it. I'm starting to become more and more interested in the business aspect of SEO, not just the SEO, but at all the aspects of it, right? Like, there's SEO and then there's selling SEO. These are two different things. Big difference. Selling SEO is very, very difficult. It's a learning experience every step of the way. But you have a question here, starting with local SEO for a roofing company. Any tips? I think the biggest tip is let's look at the foundation. All right. We're talking about roofing, but no puns, I promise. When we're looking at a website, to alleviate a lot of technical issues and just a lot of headaches, I would start with quality, fast hosting. Cloudways has great hosting. You can go on Google, Azure, whatever. But as long as it's lightning fast from the beginning, a lot good specs, I would start with that. That alleviates a lot of technical. The next aspect is going to be CMS, or how are you going to be showcasing this data? Is it going to be static HTML? Is it going to be Next.js? Is it going to be a WordPress site, Duda, Wix, whatever? Choose wisely, choose carefully. You want to make sure that you have control of your hosting and where your servers are. For instance, Webflow has a beautiful, beautiful builder, but I got to use their servers. It's a drawback, right? The next thing, and then we'll close out this question, is who is currently performing? Actually, there's two things I want to give you. Who's currently performing and what is actually driving business? So if I have a business owner in Houston, I want to look up all the different services that a plumber does, because your plumber wants to add them all, right? They want to add them all. But what I would do is go to the top performers, the top 3 for each keyword. drain cleaning, plumber, repiping. Take a look at those people's sites. See, okay, they're ranking in top positions in the cities that I want for these secondary services. Out of these secondary services, which ones are actually driving enough volume to the actual website to get the conversions that my client needs to make money enough to support me, right? Your services. Be very, 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 very careful on what you double down on. Just because they have 20 services doesn't mean that they should go after all 20. The last thing is SEO for you. If you're just starting out, takes months of time and it's hard to sell an invisible thing. So I would be build rapport with your client. Also let them know that you're going to get initial quick wins and introduce them to what impressions are as opposed to rank, clicks, traffic, and calls, right? They want calls, but they need to understand the progression of success. And I hope that helps you. More than SEO, for local clients, any best practice for using LinkedIn, Pulse, Network, the articles feature for company pages, not personal LinkedIn pages, just hit with tier 2 after publishing or other. So LinkedIn is strong enough currently, as long as I went through the testing on this. It is, in my opinion, that it's best to have a low volume of articles. But if you're doing it for your brand or for a company, which is a lot, that's what we do, and myself for fun, I would be very, very low volumes of content, but well curated, right? Like, be mindful of what you're saying and make sure that it's going to be crafted in a way that is there to, like, what exactly does this company do? What are the reviews of this company? Some of the testimonials for this company. I would focus on brand when using Pulse for a company. Focus on things that customers might go and look for. Back to opinion sculpting. And that would be my best advice. As far as building links, they don't need it. Like, for what? Like you put up a piece of content, you're targeting something that probably has medium to low competition in the first place. It's going to go. It's going to go. At least for now. Richard says, dude, I'm getting motion sickness. Sorry, Richard. Don't Ralph. Epic Softwash. I sent one to my landing page. Contact me and the page I want to rank the highest, which is my pressure washing page. So you send in 3 referring domains. You're not maximizing the power. Okay. So it's not the maximum power that you want. All right. Because if we wanted the maximum and the page that we want to rank is pressure wash, hit that pressure wash page. All right. A paradox. Good term. Okay. Next, we have Daka Puko. And Ducko says, hey, there's this gigantic Swedish news website. I think it's like 6,000th in the world. They only do no follow links on their articles. What would happen if we were to get a do follow from them? What do you think? I think it's awesome, but it's still one link, right? This goes back to the example that I shared right here on YouTube with a gentleman that paid $35,000 to get featured on Forbes. Got a Forbes link. Yes, got the notoriety on all the featured lists. He makes the top 10 lists. But when you go and look at the website and you look at the traffic that it derived, you find out that, yes, great for branding, great for measuring of one's, self, I guess, or for vanity. But at the end of the day, did it produce traffic, or was it that thing to take them over the edge? Like, oh, that power, you would think? Not necessarily. So, they might be different, but you never know. But if you could get it at a low cost, it would not hurt to get. Not at all. All right. So Hidesh says, hey, Chris, never did any of SEO, starting with local. Okay. Why am I seeing the same ones twice? Oh, I see. Okay. Chris, you're in a multiverse. Move the window. Yes, I took care of that. Sorry, I'm sorry. All right, so only natural designs. Hey, Chris, can you show how to find the entities to put on a home remodel site? I don't know how to do that. Thank you. Entities. Well, for entities, there's co-occurring key phrase and there's entities. For entities, we use, I have a tool, but I'm using TextRaiser. TextRaiser is a very inexpensive tool. I paid $10, I think, for 10,000 requests, or maybe it's 100,000 requests. So we built a tool around it, but I don't know where you're located. Some of the feedback that I got is it primarily works. It at least works the best in the US, UK, Canada, English speaking sites. But what we use for that is, I'll show you. Oh, all right. So here's what I use. So let's just say, for instance, I'd go to search engine optimization tools.com, right? And you could do this, like, you can do the same thing. You can get the script if you can go to Python. It's also on SEO Mastermind. I have the script over there. But with that being said, you can come in here. We called it named entity recognition. But so if you're doing, what is it, home remodeling, I'll pull them out for you right now. Since you asked, and you asked very nicely, home remodel. So I don't know where you're doing it at, but home remodel, let's say Houston. Okay. Hold up. So we're doing home remodeling and we're doing it in Houston. Come to the page. So here's the top performer. Second, this is a directory. You could pull them in for on page or for LSIs, but for this, we're going to go right down here to Everhart Construction. You can take more than 3, but I usually do 3. In the script on TextRaiser gives you the Python too. So here's what you're looking for. So the words or the entities words that are popping, this is highly, look at this, renovation. So we want to use that word, right? Home improvement. Nah, that's it for him. Home improvement and renovation. Let's take a look here. Renovation, home improvement. These ones are pretty good for relevance, but they're not utilized very many times. So what we're looking for entities is, well, which ones are the most relevant that are being used by top performers? And we want to use those exact words, but more times than they do, right? Because there's entities, there's entity usage, but then you're looking for your entity average. You want to go above the average. That is key for optimization, just like with anything. Okay. So here's another one. You can look at this. You can use this. It's no problem. So here's our renovation again, construction. All right. See, when you start getting down here in these relevance, it's getting a lot lower. Okay. So usually, like, if it's not showing at least, it depends. But if it's not at least a 3 here, I don't want it. You know, I'm really looking for ones. I want to make sure it's highly relevant. All right, but this is the big one. So renovation, home improvement, we see quite a lot. Constructions, kind of. Realty, hopefully that helps you out. Going back over here. Okay. Hopefully that helps you. More than SEO, are you seeing any new uses or retrieve benefits to using Google My Maps? Example, embedding YouTube videos or playlists into each, or anything else offering benefits which move the needle? I mean, that's not something that I go around trying, but that sounds like a fun tactic to test. Easy to test, fast to test. Sounds like an easy and fast test. Thanks for the idea. Video in pins, huh? Cool. Thank you. I think I know who you are, but I'm not sure. All right, moving on. Hey, Chris, are no follows still worth the effort for Haro? All links are worth the effort. And when we're talking about Haro, how many pitches, right? Because the platform's a little different. Okay, so how many pitches are you putting out in order to get that back? How much effort is being put forth? A half hour of effort? 40 minutes of effort? If I'm able to get a highly relevant or at least a high equity link, but it's no follow, I would still take that with stride as long as it didn't cost me a lot of time or a boatload of money, right? So I see some of them out there that are going for 450, 400. Like that's a little much. 350, 300, too much for Haro. Okay? Or connectively. Okay? And and don't forget we have Haro cheaper. Oh, that's fun. Hey, Chris. Well, hello to you. How do you evaluate the internal linking on a backlink you are considering to buy? You mentioned that there's a factor in your decision or on whether to buy the link. You're looking at, is the site well linked, header, footer? Are the pages linked? Is there good internal linking? Is there good internal linking structure? Also, too, if we get in advanced, I mean, it's been a long time since I went shopping, right? But when I was shopping or testing certain places or where to get links, like if it's a notable site, they have good internal linking usually. Another way to test other than head foot is by checking the A tags of pages or categories that you're going to be getting links in. If you know the name of the site, it's very easy to go to the site and check and see, hey, how many links are on this page? How many A tags? What's their internal linking like? Do they have a sidebar? Do they have a footer? Do they have a header? Do they have internal link flow? And the reason we're looking for this is because internal links pass power from other pages. So that's how we would do it. Next, we have Amash. He says, hey, Chris, off the top of your head, what are your 3 things that someone needs to have in order to get hired as an entry-level SEO position in an agency or a company? Top 3: trust, loyalty, and ambition. Did you notice I didn't mention skill set? And that was on purpose. Hopefully that helps you out. Richard. Hey, Chris. Will these live streams go private for members only? I'm hesitant to ask specific questions about my sites on a public channel, if that makes sense. After they stream, I believe, if we haven't started implementing that already, I believe we mark them to members only. So we stream them and then they move to members only. Once we get, I'm hoping to get some more members in here. Once we get the members up a little bit more, what we're going to do is we're going to once a month, we're going to stream one completely live, but usually it's just going to be members only. All right. So they stream live, but then we move them to members only. So I hope that answers your question, Richard. All right. All right, so let's go take a look here. Steven. Hey, Chris, it's my first time here. How often do you recommend building backlinks? And Richard, don't be too fearful. If you want to, Richard, if it's something like maybe I need to look at something or do something, you can ask in the private chat. We put the link to Restream. If it's something that, hey, you'd like me to look at or answer, but hey, don't talk about it live, go into the private chat. All right. It's up to you. My goal here is to help you. I don't want you to feel some kind of way. Like, I know some people are fearful, but I want to be able to help you. Right. That's the only reason. I mean, I help you. Hopefully, that's my goal. All right. So, but man, I hate, why does this category that always disturbs me? I'm even hesitant. Like I even ask, business owners like Alligator, pool company, or I have a carpet company. Like it's disgusting that you even have to ask like, hey, do you care if I show this? Because, I just in case, like there's not anybody out there that, doesn't like you or something, right? Like it's just weird. It's just odd, you know? It's just strange. Since I've started doing YouTube, like so far, like I've already gone through 2 domains. I had Chris Palmer SEO, Chris Palmer Marketing. That's why it just ends up being like one page. It's like, how many sites we look at or how many sites I own that don't say my name? Madness. Anyway, Stephen S. Hey, Chris, it's my first time here. How often do you recommend building backlinks for an age domain? And what is the best way to increase DA? All right. So I get this question kind of often. Thank you for coming here, by the way, Stephen. I appreciate you spending some time with me. So let's answer that. I assume because you're looking to increase DA that you're just starting out, and that's awesome, right? Like awesome. This is an industry that changed my entire life, right? So with that being said, DA is just a third-party tools metric, all right? So is DR and so is trust flow, and there's a plethora. I mean, I could probably come up with one myself, right? So it's not that we're looking to increase DA, it's that we're looking to increase referring domains, but not just referring domains that are from sites that look like ours, right? Like if I'm a computer business, I want computer links. Okay. Now that's based on category of the link. All right. I won't overwhelm you with information. But what I will say is if we're not looking at a specific metric, like that's a good barometer, right? That's a good gauge to gauge how many links we have and how good they are. But the true metric that we're looking to do is increase referring domains. One of the fastest or 2 of the ways to increase links or DA or trust flow, authority score in SEMrush is by building more relevant, category relevant links, higher amounts of referring domains inside of those links, and have a higher velocity of building links. And on top of that, having our pages age. So you want to increase DA, increase the amount of links that are pointing to a page, increase the amount of internal links pointing to a page, have your page become older, and get links that are from a specific category, right? The category that you're in. And that's how you do it. All right, good question. More testing process you suggested in previous weeks for new Web3 links. The links are getting indexed and seen on average to boost SERP's 2 to 3 organic rankings. Thank you for your help. I'm glad to help. Always glad to help. SEO brands. Thank you again for all your help. My next question is this. If client only has a GMB, GBP, but no website at all, will that negatively affect the rankings on the GBP? No, but it's not optimal. Oftentimes when we don't have a business listing, we'll utilize a social media page like Facebook or LinkedIn. So if they don't have a page, I'd set up a brand page on LinkedIn or a Facebook page, whatever one that the client uses, and that's what we'll use for our page. $25 a month. Hey Chris, I've been doing GMB optimization and I know you said about adding location pages to the products. My question is, what if the client has 5 services and 20 different locations? Add all 100? See, for something like that, it goes to the work to benefit ratio. They might service all 20 of those locations, but do we want to dilute our profile? And does the client want to spend all that time doing this? Right? Ideally, yes, we want to add them all. But when we have 100 different to add, like, are these cities? Are these towns? Are these neighborhoods? Are all of these profitable? Is this the absolute best thing? Because if so, it's going to cost more time, right? It's going to cost more money to do, right? So I think the best course of action is have that brief talk. Hey, are these cities or towns? Are these the locations? Like all of these, right? And I would just double verify on that. Like, do you want me to do this? First and foremost. And if so, because of the time involved, because there's so many, there has to be a difference because there's a difference in time, there's a difference in cost. All right. But yeah, I mean, but now let's slice that. There's a caveat. If these are all towns or cities, there's population, these are our primary services, and these are the places that we want to operate, then heck yeah, throw them in there. Oh, we have a business owner. I believe we added 14. Like I just literally went through this. I think they had 4 different categories. 4. And then on top of that, we wanted to add, I think it was 14 to each. So we just did a big one. Now that 5 service issue though, from the nether regions, see, that's a slight issue because you can put another category in there, but there's really only 4 that are going to be rewarded within the profile, right? So there has to be selection there because only 4 really get rewarded. And what I mean by rewarded is when you look for their business name and you see the side for their products, Google will put inside of entity bubbles or however you want to look at it, it'll put those keywords, right? So it's really, you can pick 4 categories and then pick your top areas. I think what's recommended is 5, maybe 10 tops to each. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Epic Soft Wash. Yes, I did that with my product on GMB. I seen a uprank. Ask yourself question in GMB as well and answers, then using keywords as well. I think that I learned all that from Chris here. Awesome, Epic Soft Wash. Happy to help you. So Adam Chills, is this correct way to do it? I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. I assume you're referring to the product service question. The correct way to do it is what's best for the end user. Our objective is to offer our services and our products to the end user. So if the best way for me to serve my customer is by offering them the pages that I provide my services, then yes, definitely. It's not against the guidelines. The guidelines are very well set. There is a limit to the amount that you can output. But yes, it's the correct way to do it. Only natural designs. What do you mean by teaching a client about impressions versus calls and the progression of success? Please explain in more detail. When you have a brand new website, before there's clicks, and before there's clicks, there's impressions. Before there's calls, there's clicks. The progression of success, because I'm sure you introduce them to Search Console, so they're not constantly, I don't want to use the word bugging, but they can answer a lot of the questions and see how you're doing them by looking at Search Console, right? So they usually already have Search Console. And if they don't, I give it to them. That's me personally. And I show them the difference between the purple, the blue, and the orange lines. And that's what I mean. The progression of success is impressions, clicks, phone calls. Like, this is what we're after. And before we can reach this step, before we reach the calls, we have to get the clicks. Before we get the clicks, we have to get the impressions. And that's what I mean. Adam, since I have many other services under services category, if you have services that aren't talked about on the website, I don't believe that they should be there. This is improper. Google gives you recommendations that are based on others, right? They don't give you recommendations that are based on your site. They're based on the services that you provide, like based on your category and based on services and based on what other data we have. This is usually what people put. And it's a suggestion. Hey, maybe you want to add this. Going in there and accepting everything just because it's been recommended by Google to you is only going to dilute the profile and further demote your profile after the 2-week to 13-day period. All right. So you might get a temporary lift, but then it suddenly gets diluted and you get a dip. It might be more acute now. They've made some serious updates. All right. Column says, hey, Chris, great chat. Is it hard to improve authority score on SEMrush from, say, 20 to 25? Is this a good measure of a website or more of a distraction? Cheers. Okay. So SEMrush is a very unique tool because they're valuing a link differently than other tools are. They're taking into account factors that are wildly different than just looking at the links. Like, they put a lot of weight on traffic type, what type of traffic it is. They're putting weight on that, right? So to get to the heart of the question is, should I use this to measure my site, SEMrush specifically, or any metrics specifically? Again, it's a good barometer to gauge the power of a link. But is that the end all be all? Definitely not. Ahrefs isn't, Moz isn't, SEMrush isn't, none of them are, right? So as long as you're going this way and not this way, that's the gauge right here. This or this. Links take quite a bit of time to be seen, crawled, and valued towards the site. So if I do link building on a weekly consistent basis and I'm putting out consistent content and I'm repruning and refreshing my content, I want to see a gradual increase over the course of time. And that's how you know you're on the right track. If you see any sharp decreases or a slow and steady decrease, then what you're doing is not effective. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Next, we have Troy. I skipped your question. Oh, man, Troy, I'm sorry, brother. So Troy to Troy. Let's see what you got, Troy. Did I? I didn't mean to. Okay. So Troy says, noob here. And Troy, I apologize. So Troy says, for local, what's a guide for understanding when a backlink should go to the homepage versus the location service pages? Excellent question. Excellent question. Great question, sir. Okay. Well, great, as like you said, a beginner new question and a question that people ask, but they don't know how to ask. Like, well, where do I send links? And what kind of links should I send? And where and why? Right? Great question. So let's get that home page verse inner plus why. I'm going to make a dedicated video out of this. That is a great question. Okay. So here, my stomach is burning. Today's my mastermind day. So I don't leave my computer unless I have to. Unless there's some type of family concern. Okay, so let's answer this. So newbie question here for local SEO. What's a guide for understanding when a backlink should go to the homepage versus its location/location service pages? Excellent question. So in my opinion, your essential backlinks that are going to help me cement my brand, business, service, my name, right? Like when I build out citations, I'm looking to own my own name. So the essential links for a local business, when we're first trying to establish our name or get digital references, these are the links that go to the homepage. Well, what links are they, Chris? The links specifically, what they are is citations, niche specific citations, location specific citations, and paid citations. Along with citations and other derivatives of citations, we have directories. There's a plethora of directories as well, but they're not as efficient as these specific directories. Also, when we're looking to do programmatic citations, also known as data aggregation submissions, these are programmatic links that you can only create through API. This we're pointing to the homepage generally. Depends on the budget. We'll do other pages too, but homepage. Aside from this, our branded Web 2.0 assets, the ones that we're using to establish our brand on high authority sources, some of our first links with directories and citations, homepage. The initial press releases that we get, homepage. Premium PRs, like there's different types. There's regional, there's national, there's global, there's general distribution. These types of things, depending on what we're talking about, can go to inner or outer, okay? And then on top of that, any premium branded placements, featured placements. What's a featured placement? A featured placement is I have an article on a site, whether the site is good or not. What I mean by good is high referring domain count, but it's notable, right? If I get a featured post, I want that pointing to the homepage. Now, let's talk about internal pages. When and why should I be building links there as opposed to the homepage? If I have a page that is optimized for, let's say, maritime lawyer Louisiana, right? I have a maritime lawyer Louisiana page. I want to rank the maritime lawyer Louisiana page or Baton Rouge. If I want to rank that specific page, then the types of links that I'm looking for are PR, right, to that page, but it's optimized around primary key term, maritime lawyer Baton Rouge. I want to point that. Press release, guest posting, right? Regular DR links, more directory links, all about Baton Rouge, all about the service, all about the business, goes to that page. Directories can be more citations. Aside from that, guest posts, press releases, niche edits. I'm looking for a diverse amount of backlinks that are going to be anchor rich, heavy with brand or primary key term or naked, going to those specific pages I want to rank. All right. Once I've established my brand, now it's time to establish my internal pages, because this is another big one for you. Google ranks pages, not sites, right? So once I establish my brand, what I'm really trying to do once that's done is I'm trying to become synonymous with the services I provide, right? Let's just say this is Troy Massey. Troy Massey is a car accident lawyer. Well, Troy Massey needs to be synonymous with the services he provides. So once Troy Massey has been already cemented into Google as a car accident lawyer, now I want to start cementing Troy Massey's pages for car accident lawyer in Baton Rouge, car accident lawyer in Louisiana, car accident lawyer in LA, car accident, right? He's a car accident lawyer. There's the man or the person or the brand. Here's the services he provides. He is synonymous with this. And that's how you rank. All right. Hopefully that helps you out. And that's how you decide. Okay. Establish this. And then you want to establish these pages. And remember, Google ranks pages, not sites. Every page needs the same amount of love. Sometimes I just need more volume in LA than I do Baton Rouge. Okay. I hope that helps. I spent time on that because I enjoy that question. All right. So we were down here. Finding Troy. Okay. I enjoyed that question too. All right, keeping going. Since I have many other services under services category. Okay, sorry, there's two. I like these in-depth questions. Thank you. Keep these. This is good stuff. What do you mean by teaching? Oh, okay. Okay. Here's the Troy question. And then we have Keith. All right. So Keith W. Keith W says, give me one second. Let me take a bite. All right. Can you customize your link services to target home and garden, domestic services, cleaning supplies, and services? Okay. So here I want to let me point this out. I think my friend Julian Goldie has a page on his site that will further illustrate what I mean by category of link. All right. So Majestic. Okay. Better yet, the person themselves. So this is topical trust flow. All right. Now, let me show you something here. Google Man, I want to find this. All right. I don't want to spend too much time because of dead time. What I'm looking for is Google already identifies sites the same way the tools do. That's why the tools do it. Okay. Now, the way a site is seen, I'm getting to your question, Keith. It's all going to make sense. How sites are seen are based upon the links that are pointing to them. Okay. So when you want to know what the site is about or what kind of links you need, wait, are these showing me the list? I don't know who this person is. That's why I wanted to show my buddy at least. That's okay. It doesn't matter who does it. I had one of these at one point too. All right. So inside of all of the tools and Google, they all classify sites the same exact way. Okay. I'm reiterating. So based upon the links that are pointing to the site, it tells you what the site is about, regardless of what words are there. Yes, that adds to the relevance, right? Like if I have a financial website and all the links that are pointing to my website are financial, I have a financial website. Now, if I'm talking about cats on this site, I can still help rank a financial website if I link out to it, right? Now, it's more ideal to talk about financial things on this website. All right. Now, to answer your question, can I offer you home improvement links? 1,000%. But I'm not basing it off of the text. I base the relevance of my sites on topical trust flow, the category of links that are pointing to it. That's how we built out all our domains. We build them based on what the links are. So what we'll do is we'll figure out, all right, we have a website that has 500 plus referring domains. That's what we go for, right? That's what I like. 500, 1,000, at least 200. Okay. Now, out of those 200, what are the top 2 categories that we primarily get links for? All right. That's what we build the site around. So to answer your question, definitely, I can help you out with that. But this is how you understand if you're getting a quality link or not. All right. Like, again, if it's getting all financial links, all right, and you get a link from that site's financial, all right, but your blog post is about pressure washing. This link is still passing power, but it's not passing maximum power. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Let's move on. And answer your question, yes. Yes. I can customize link services. See, the only way if you're working with us, we have bulk DR, that's bulk. Hey, I just need referring domains. I have tiered links, which is the same thing except for they're cheaper. I'm just looking to build links, 2 links. Okay. Then we have pick your own post. Now you can choose category and submit your own content. Then the only other way is homepage links. Now we're showcasing the category of link. Like right now, I think we have 12. That's another talk for another day. But Keith, we're friends, right? So I have you covered. All right. Oh, it's still showing. Sorry, guys. All right. For high competition keywords in big cities, I noticed the dedicated pages for neighborhoods are ranking well organically if content 20% unique. Would you do GBP products for the same neighborhoods? Neighborhoods? No. I don't like going that deep unless there's one primary city. And then I'm not a fan of going after the cities, the towns, the counties, and the neighborhoods. I've never been a fan of neighborhoods unless I have one service, one business in one place, and then I just want to do the surrounding. Okay. Now, if that was the case and there was only, one primary city that I'm in or one primary town that I'm in, and I would have hit the surrounding areas within a 7-mile radius, 8-mile radius, then yeah, to answer your question, yes, I would do this. But would I go in there and just flood the GBP with neighborhoods? No way. I wouldn't do that. I think you're just spinning your wheels. And here's why. If I have a website, okay, whether I have a website or a Google business profile in a particular town or city, and when I look up the city name plus service on Google Maps, I digress. If you look up a particular city on Google Maps, a red box shows up, right? Around the city or around the area. And the neighborhoods that I want to hit are in that red box. If I create a web page for that particular city plus service, optimize that page, have the words talking about the neighborhoods within the body text of that page. And then on top of that, in my GBP, I make that my area. This is this is where I operate, right? What I have found is that when you become the authority, you grab the neighborhoods. They need to be mentioned on the site. But as far as the GBP, as long as they're mentioned on the site and I become authoritative in an area, I'll grab these neighborhoods. It takes time. And I'm not going to hurt myself in the long term to help myself in the short term. Doesn't make sense. All right. And that's what that does. I think you'll be in pain if you do neighborhoods in the long term. All right. And I hope that helps you. All right, Darren 3. Should I target mobile car detailing for my geo pages if car detailing is the main keyword and gets more traffic? My goal is getting 2-in-1 for mobile detailing and car detailing. I've only known one person that does mobile car detailing, and it was highly profitable. Okay. And I realize that car detailing is the done data, but this is mobile. Hey, and they show up, they take care of you. It's a premium. You pay a premium. Do you have a brick and mortar? Do you want people to come? When you search in your city or your town, this is the answer, in my opinion. In your city or your town, okay? On your website, we're talking about the website first. In your city or town, if you type in car detailing Houston, we'll say, all right? And then you type in mobile car detailing Houston. Do you get the same search results? If yes, then I would create only a car detailing page and talk about mobile detailing within that page. Now let's talk about the GBP. The GBP, when we're talking about two things that are wildly close, okay, we would set our primary categories to be car detailing, or I think that's what it is, car detailing. I would have a secondary category as mobile car detailing. Okay, because these are the only two things that we do. And then for categories, I would set two categories, and then I would set the two products, car detailing and mobile car detailing. But only, I would go and take a look over here though. Are they showing the same results or are they separate? All right, that's a big factor. Let me finish that one up. To reiterate though, like oftentimes it's just go for car detailing and then talk about mobile car detailing on the website. And then when we're looking over at GBP, is Google rewarding different brands or businesses? And when I do mobile car detailing as opposed to car detailing, oftentimes, at least the ones I've seen, they're looked at as the same thing. This person might get a slight lift, but you can still compete and still dominate. All right, so with car detailing, you always go for the big head. Now, there's another caveat here. Is this one overperforming this? Do you make a vast majority of your dollars from mobile and you just want to be greedy, or vice versa? I would always double down on the thing that's the best, as opposed to just trying to get a little bit more. I don't want to dilute myself to catch just a little bit more. I want to be the Dundada for it all, right? Hopefully that helps you. All right, more than SEO. I have been approached by commercial construction company which can do niche work in the 48 states. Any best practices for the state pages besides linking to existing projects and state building codes? Construction. Well, construction, I cannot speak from past experience launching a national site in the construction space. I've worked on state specific and or city specific. Like, hey, they want to target all the cities in this state. So with that being said, though, here's what I can say. What I would make sure of is that we're servicing the intent, right? Like generally what I've been finding now and with projects is we generally want to target the intent two ways. One with a high commercial intent and then one with an informational piece. Like how much does this cost, right? I'm just using that as an example. So it's not necessarily, do I have any pointers for outbound links? I think that the ones that you're talking about are excellent. Other than that, I think that each page needs to be looked at, or each state that you're going to needs to be looked at as a page by page level. I think you're going to find significant trouble by creating one template and launching out if you go fast. My best advice to you is pick a state first, make a winning template, word count, header count, optimize headers, how many images, tune that, optimize that, launch that, see what gets indexed, go back, retune, refresh, and then move to the next state. I would take it in batches. All right. Every page is unique to the last page. And I don't mean just unique words. I mean, it's completely unique. You might need more headers, less headers, different images, more images. That's my best advice. Take it one state at a time. All right. I've been in trouble that way because what you'll find too is sometimes Google won't want to reward you. So start close by home. Wherever that server is, start there or near there. Okay. Like servers and IPs, this is just something I've noticed. I haven't tested this, but it's something I've noticed, especially we offer mobile proxies. I know that those are regional and I think websites are the same. It's almost regional. right? So if let's say your server that you're renting is in Virginia, like Ashburn, Virginia, a lot are, right? Virginia, it might be in Dallas, it might be in Phoenix, LA, New York, New Jersey. Start with those regions first and then build out from there. All right. So hopefully that helps you. Hey, Chris, how do you make a Google business profile post faster? Do you post a unique photo with each post, a unique post each time, or just and repost old ones? Cheers. We used to reissue the same post. And you can edit and it will still show. However, we stopped doing that only because of updates with technology, right? It's very easy now to create or craft a post based on a service and then schedule them out. As far as the image is concerned, it's also very, very, very easy to take one image, even if you want to be, quote unquote lazy. It's not lazy, it's just working smart. If I want to take the same image and then make it into 100, or generally it's one image per week, you can change that image 7 times, usually 14 times, because you want to post twice a day, right? Like just modify that image so it's unique, and then you have a unique post. And you can achieve this very easily with AI and image generators, or image editors, I should say. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Like that'll speed you up so much. Take one image, spin out the image, like Image Blaster Pro. There's tons of tools like that. And then or you can just use AI. It's up to you. Aside from that, when you're creating the posts, it's usually blurbs from the page, right? So hopefully it helps you. Chris Borland, I'm happy to help. Can you make a live analysis of a GMB? Yeah. A live analysis of a GMB. I wonder if we have any new ones. Hey Dave, are you still watching by chance? Do we have anybody new? That we can. I'm just curious. I'll come back to that. Or if you want me to look at yours, I'll look at yours. Nice boy 595. Put yours in. Sorry. All right. All right. So here we go. This is from a dear and nice boy. I didn't forget about you. Put yours in, and we'll take a look at it together. So Adair Jones says, "Hey, Big Chris, if I live in Tampa and I search for car accident lawyer, what page should show in the SERPs? Service page or Service City page?" When you first create that page, generally both. Generally both will show until Google understands it. Sometimes can take months for them to understand. As long as you're ranking in the top positions, we generally don't care. But we want the service location page to show up. Now, with that being said, that takes months of time. So if you're going through this with a car accident lawyer, and let's just say that you've created car accident lawyer, I've made this blunder before, right? Your team executes on work. You create your structure, but you didn't look at the SERP beforehand. You just followed the formula, right? You didn't look at the SERP beforehand to see, hey, is Google rewarding structured sites or structured silos or parent-child hard silos, or are they more rewarding a floating silo, right? If they're rewarding a floating silo where everything is flat, then that's what you want to create. If they're rewarding a structured silo or a parent-child type structure, like a hard silo, then we go hard silo. So I've had that happen before, but the client will still rank because the SEO and the links that we've done, right? As long as it's a relevant page, as long as it is producing phone calls and ranking high, I wouldn't be overly concerned. But a lot of times, like I mentioned before, when you first do the work, before Google understands, they usually will rank both as long as you're doing good work. All right. But it's only a matter of time before that location service page shows up, especially when you refresh it and you start building links to it. All right. But of course, if I create a page for car accident lawyer in Tampa, I want my Tampa page to show up for a car accident lawyer. But am I going to be mad if I rank number 2 or 3 or 4 for car accident lawyer Tampa on my car accident attorney page or car accident Florida page? Heck no. Still ranking, right? It's just time before it to catch up. Time and links. So I hope that helps you out. No ghost. I already finished it off. So is your GBP or GMB checklist still free on your website to download? Thank you. SEO brands, 100%. Yes, SEO, it's www.seomastermind.org. All right. I'm starting to get, I haven't made the decision yet, but I may want to get away from, I don't know yet. I won't say anything yet. It's a definitely free. But I need to get back in there and update because I usually do one once a year. The last one that I did, it was, they remember when they changed GMB, they took away the website. I updated, and then they took away the way, like they've been changing the way it looks. So I'm due for a new video for 2024. So that'll be going in there soon. But I have a checklist, but it was right before that last change. So I'll talk about a website, even though the website, unless it's still there, but it's a little tougher to, you got to use a Google site, you know? So all the other elements are identical. But if it's talking about a website, worry not, my friend. Everything else is still the same. All right. Hey, man, you made a donation. Thank you, brother. Super chat. Thank you for going back to my question. Great answer and great chat. Thank you, Troy. Of course I went back. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. All right. And epic. Would remaining photos with keywords, let's say with near me location, before uploading them onto the page help rank higher? Thanks for the advice. Would renaming photos with keywords help them rank higher? Okay. I don't want to say extensive, but I've done quite a few image tests in order to understand images a little bit better. Okay. So in order to create a unique image, right, which is a factor, I need to be able to change the image's hash. In order to change the hash, I cannot just change EXIF data or any type of EXIF type data or metadata or geolocation data or change the title. Changing those types of elements does not make a different hash. It's still the same hash. Google already knows about that image. So with that being said, the only thing that changes the hash is changing the image. So what I would highly recommend is if you want to use the same image, get a tool like Image Blaster or any tool that you want that does the same thing. It'll take an image and it'll recreate the image, but with a slight modification. And on top of that, you'll be able to rename each of the images. But what you need to do first before rename is you have to make sure that you change the image, because I need to change the hash. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. Adam Chills, you escaped my question, did I? I don't remember seeing you. Oh, here we go. Since I have many other services under service category, no, I went through your. I already did yours. I did that question. Is this the correct way to do it? Yes, definitely. You escaped my question. I answered your question, Adam. As far as the services, regarding services, is this the right way to do it? I think the right way to, in my opinion, the best way to do services is you can add as many as you want, as long as they're on the website. Are they mentioned on the site? Most notably, the page that's linked to the GMB itself or the GBP itself. So that would mean that I would need a dedicated service page in one of the headers. Is Google going to read that? Is that an actual service page that I have? Is that in the links? It has to be on the page that's linked to the GBP. That's the page they read. That's the page that those words or those services need to show up on. So can I add services in there? For sure. I've changed that because I've gotten so many consistent results by adding services. But I do know without any shadow of a doubt that the services I put in here are exactly the same products that I put inside the product section. And these are the same exact services that are listed on the website. Most notably the homepage or the page that I'm pointing to, because some businesses that have multiple locations, we point to individual locations. All right. So hopefully that helps you out. All right. How and who does Google decide who gets the near me search? This is back to optimization. We've tested this out as well. If, all right, let's say you have Ashburn, Virginia. I think it was either LA or Ashburn, Virginia. We bought a server in those areas, right? We figured out where the server was. All right, we went through this test, created the service pages. One person was in a server, and then we reversed it. We did well-optimized page for the near me term that was far away, and an unoptimized page, just put it on the page 1 or 2 times as opposed to 16 times. And we wanted to see which one had ranked higher. A new build out that was optimized for near me, or a page that was really, really close to the actual location that we were trying to rank in, but it only had it on the page 1 time. And the answer was the site that was optimized higher for near me performed better than the site that was closer to the actual searcher. So it was either we tried to do either in LA or Ashburn. It was one of those 2 locations because that's where we get servers from. And then we set up our test. 2 brand new websites, 2 brand new installs, 2 brand new pages going for the same exact keyword. The only difference was this one was optimized for near me at a heavier state. And this one right here it had it on the page. So it was technically tuned for it. But this specific site here was literally in the location that was near me. Who ranks higher? The guy that's optimized for it or the gal. All right. I hope that helps you. So if you really want that near me, type it in. Plumber near me, right? Whatever city you're trying to go to. I don't know what city you want, but make sure you're searching from that distance or from that location. Look it up. How many times do they say near me or near me plumber or plumber near me or plumbers near us? Any variation of that. How many times is that on the page? What's their optimization? Is it in a header? Okay, how many headers? Do they say the word? How many times do they say the word? Match, mirror, and beat that. Like, do a little bit more. You'll do very, very well. Well, I hope. All right. So regarding increasing referring domain and topical trust flow, how do we keep as much of the various news outlet domains as possible in our RD count? Regarding increasing referring domain and topical trust flow, how do we keep as much of the various news outlet domains as possible in our RD count? Or should we just focus on more topical guest posts? Now, I assume that you want news. News is your category, I assume, okay? Because you want PR. PRs are generally in the news or blog or magazine. I forget what it's exactly called. I think it's news and something. It's news/something. Anyway, if you're going for the news category and you want to get more PRs, you need to build more PRs. On top of that, PRs are they vary depending on vendor. Some purge faster than others. And if you get a distribution of, say, 500 or 600, 700, 1,000, some sites purge at different paces. Also, you have to note it's one article syndicated 500 times. So Google only rewards so many of these. Now, if I want to retain more referring domains using a press release, I need to show value to that press release. How do you do it? You build links to those particular new pages that are on those newswires. And that's how you get more of those types of links to stay in the actual index, if that's what you're after. All right. I hope that helps you out. Referring to press release news outlet domains and prior question about referring domains. Okay. So I think I adequately answered that one. I hope if there's anything additional, I know our time is up, but because of technical difficulties, I'll keep going a little bit longer, a couple more minutes till we hit 6:30. If you have any final questions, please get them in. Also, on top of that, please, we're going to start issuing out more mini training at www.seomastermind.org. I'll go ahead and put this up in case you don't know. All right. So that's where to go for training, testing groups, group coaching, anything like this. Okay. On top of that, okay, here. Chris. Here, you can go check this out too. All right. And there's that. Okay. All righty. So, all right, announce. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So, here, I even have something else I want to show you real quick. All right. So, oftentimes, what I really, really like is to do questions and then go through the newest training. So, my partner and I, for the YouTube Mastermind project, we came up with the best solution so far is to have a community where you're able to ask questions that will be answered live by myself. This way, if you're not able to make it to the actual mastermind, all right, you can still have your question answers at the beginning of the show. So that way you know where they're at and you know they'll be answered by myself. Okay. So what we're going to be doing over on SEOmastermind.org, all right, there is a community over there. There's a community section, just like a forum, for the YouTube Mastermind members. All right. So what you'll be able to do is go right in, go into the community, and then you can leave your questions for the next upcoming week. And I'll answer those questions first. I'll answer them live. And on top of that, I believe, I double check with Michael, I believe what we're going to do is we're going to embed the past session into there, I think. But if it doesn't work, maybe we won't. No matter what, it'll be housed here on YouTube. And YouTube has more storage than flipping Amazon, right? Like, can you imagine their storage bills? Like, think about all the videos that they have. Think of all the content they have in their index. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? You know how many servers they must have? Bananas. Anyway, let's go. So that's at www.seomastermind.org. All right. And what we'll have is there'll be, when you first land on seomastermind.org, up at the top, you'll see free courses, services, consulting, recordings. You'll see a link up there that'll say community. That's where you're going to want to go. So check back there and let's keep going on with our session. And Michael, thank you for reminding me about that. I want to point this out too. As far as that community, not only that, somebody asked about the checklist. So checklists, all the free stuff, free courses. If you want free courses, you want the checklists, new stuff that we're producing. Like this year, one of my main goals, like last year, I wanted to set up the services side, right? The white label, not just monthly for clients, like just service, right? A big goal of ours right now is to double down on many trainings. So individual trainings that will help you do a specific thing, and then also checklists, and then growing the group, the community, right? So, because what I've learned by doing more and more services is that a lot of the education out there, It's not what we do, right? So it's much better to educate so then they can understand how to get the best results and why we offer good service. Okay. So hopefully that helps you in any case. And plus you'll get free stuff. So that's always good. All right. So let's keep going here. I want to get to everybody. So if you have anything that you want to chat about, all right, let me know. And then, Michael, if there's anybody in the actual room, like Mark, Michael, Adair, Paul, Keith, Darren, if you guys have anything you want to ask live, let me know and I'll switch you on before we jump off. If not, I'm going to answer the rest of these and then I'm going to pack my face full of food because I am kind of hungry. Okay. Well, actually, I'm going to go buy some granola and some yogurt. Simple. All right, let's go back down to chat. And that's enough from me. I'll get off the soapbox. Next. Oh, here. Oh, wait a minute. Also for my mobile. Okay, so this is back to Darren 3. All right. So also for my mobile car detailing, I do mobile detailing, but the SERPs for car detailing are completely different. Way more traffic for car detailing, but I'm a mobile detailer only. This is a hard decision, but this is what you do, right? Plus we want qualified, right? Like if I get 1,000 people to my website and I convert 4%, as opposed to I get 100 people to my website and I convert 80%, which one do you want? Okay, 250 people and I convert 80%. Right? I was thinking about that. Wait a minute, I still might want that 1,000. What I'm getting at here though, if this is a car detailer and they're a car detail, generally it's somewhere I pull up to, I drop it off, maybe I make a day out of it. Hey, where are you? I come down, I talk to the guy, I peek in. I don't know, right? Mobile, this person already values the time. They understand it's going to be a premium. They understand you're going to show up. You're going to do the best job. You're going to build rapport. You're probably going to want to come back. You're probably going to want to sign up monthly. Right. This is a relationship type business. I'm pretty confident. Right. So with that being said, if that's all you do and you're the best at that, there might be lower volume, but the people that are coming are your customer. Right? So it's just another angle. I can't answer that for you. You know what I'm saying? But just because you're getting a bunch of traffic, I know lots of websites, they get a boatload of traffic on information, but they make less money than the guy that gets less traffic, but they're tuned. So that's for you to decide, my friend. Okay? All right. Okay. The Don. Hey, Chris. Hello to you. Analyze sumptuous mobile detailing. What's up, my man? What's up with you, the Don? DB Cohen. Google can read the photo when you put the keywords in the photo. That is correct. It's called OVR or OBR. That is correct. I don't remember the exact abbreviation, but that is correct. Mark says, I'm not sure what the difference between Brainbox SEO Testing Mastermind Group is and the SEO Mastermind Consulting. Okay. The number one main difference is the SEO testing group, you get the testing materials. We do testing, results, I show, we're testing, and also I could buy tests too, but notable, I'm sharing my tests, okay? Along with that, to give even more value, you also get access to not all, but most of the trainings that already exist. All right. On top of that, I consider that you're at my highest level. I see you probably every week. We're friends, right? You're in my group. That's the best mastermind that we offer. I see you all the time. We're friends, right? If you ask me for something and you're in my mastermind group, I'm way more. Those guys have my phone number. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. As far as the group consulting, again, I consider that, hey, we're still friends, right? But there you don't get access to all the trainings. It's just a group session, just like this hot seat. I can help you with your stuff, but I consider that group coaching. Now, when I initially set up group coaching, the main aspect of that was to answer questions, give everybody a 10-minute slot. Early on, what I was doing was I was setting a timer. You have 10 minutes to ask your stuff. And then I go to the next person, right? And then what I would do is I would teach the newest training. Oftentimes, though, when we start talking, digesting, getting into each piece, the time usually runs out. Sometimes we get the training, but it doesn't always. Usually we go through the time. And that's the main difference. Hopefully that helps you. All right. Now, also in SEO Mastermind, don't forget www.SEO Mastermind, the community tab, free checklists, free lists. That's where the discount code is as well for any service or courses that you might want in the future or now. Okay. Enough about me. Who else can I help in here? All right, Dave F. So Dave F. Now that blogs got the Paul. Paul asks, "Hey, do you have any tips for working with a recruitment consultant?" Have I ever worked with a recruitment consultant? I don't believe so. No. I've never worked with a recruitment consultant before. So that's a consultant. So it's the ideas. Okay, here's what's worked for us in the past for recruiting people for what's the industry. I don't have any. They fill jobs for companies, right? I realize that. Headhunters. I like that name. A headhunter. No, I've never worked with a headhunter before. I don't have an executable plan for that specifically because I've never done it before. Just to be honest. All good. You've been hitting me with zingers lately, Paul. I think you and I need to chat too. Let me know right here if you still need me to give you a jingle, because I'll be free in the morning, or at least tomorrow, no matter what. Epic Soft Wash. All right, there's a box that keeps popping up. So here we go. Epic Soft Wash. Wow, thank you for the donation. Super chat, $10. Even if it's my own image I took on the job with geolocation enabled, I would still need a tool to rename it. Even if it's your own image. So if it's your own image and they're all unique, not the same image, right? If you're putting it on different pages, you need a unique image per page, right? You should really have 2, maybe 3 unique images per page, but bare minimum 1, right? So with that being said, if you are thinking that you're going to take one image, even if it's yours, and then change the name and be able to use it on multiple pages, no. You would need software to make that one image unique, so you don't need a bunch of unique images, real unique images. Now, if you're telling me, hey, Chris, I took a bunch of images, real images, they're my images, and all I want to do is optimize these images. Well, then what you're looking to do is change the title and then also put in alt text on the page. You're good to go. All right. Hopefully that helps you. Now that I understand that question better. A deer. Oh, this thing is still going. Okay. How do I make this thing stop? There, finally. Sorry. That was getting to be too much. Okay. All right, I'm starting to wind down. Plus, I'm really, really hungry. Haha, dear. See, that's what I mean. See how the day progresses. My goal, I think I have 1 or 2 more videos to make. Yeah, I went away for a week for spring training. I was speaking and learning. So it got pushed back. And then when I'm doing the groups, like the goal is, hey, if we run out of content, we're going to work on this training. But see how the time goes? And now my time is up. I really just need to eat. Okay. All right. So before we get off here, because I see 34 people, here's what I did special for you, right? Because I was late. Plus, I really want you to go over to the community, right? Sign up for the community on Mastermind. If you want, what I'm doing is I'm giving away the 800 list on Mastermind. All right. So if you go over to www.seomastermind.org, there's a free list. If you go to products, there's a free list there. All right. You'll see free. It's right up at the top. What was just added was while we were doing this, I added the 900, I think, links. It was a training that I did, but there's a lot still in there. I believe we have a walkthrough on how to create all of them. So it's up to you, but no matter what, free section over there. There's the GMB checklist. And now I just added, it's never been added before, just for Mastermind members. You can go over there and get the free 900 or 800 link list. Enjoy. All right. Called it YouTube Mastermind Group. Sweet. Okay. So Michael says, let's go back up here. Hey, Chris. So this is, hey, Maria from Spain. J. Maria from Spain, just beginning to know you. Well, I'm glad that you're here. Glad to see you. All right. Awesome job today, and thanks for all your help. It's my pleasure. Amir wants to see this. Dude, I know. I want to release it. I want to finish it. See, once I finish those last 2 videos and I get it up and we get them to rent, if it just hits first page, it's sick. But I, of course, want it to hit top 3, top 5. If it hits just first page, it's over. I'm 100% sure I can get it to index because I've already pre-tested very, very similar key terms and very, very similar. I've had this test before. And just recently I pre-tested it before I decided to make a training out of it. So pretty good. Put me on. I'll join live. So Darren, you want in. All right, Darren. Come on with it. What's up, Darren?
No, I think that was someone else.
No, okay.
That was Darren, whoever Darren 3 is.
Oh, I thought that was you with another profile.
No.
I was like, oh, he's got 3 profiles. That's cool.
No, I was chiming in because of the detailing, because that's what I come from, my industry.
I know it.
So
oh, that's fun. All right, I'm kicking
go
you
for
out,
detailing.
Darren.
Yeah, go for car detailing, and then tell everybody you do mobile, and then you can also, another quick tip is you can reach out to ones that actually have a detail shop that is stay put, that they will not do mobile, and then see if you can get referrals and give them kickbacks.
See, and you're in the industry, and on top of this, I know, Darren, it was all like Raris, Lambos, G-Wagons, all crazy stuff too. Something was working. That's awesome. Cool. Wait, so you would go for car detailing as opposed to mobile car detailing, even if you were only a mobile car detailer?
Yes.
All right. See from an SEO guy standpoint, I'm thinking, yeah, you might get all the traffic here, but the money's here. So let's go for this.
I mean, I would
Oh,
go both, go car detailing and then have a spin-off, another page of mobile car detailing if you really wanted to. I would do, I would even between socials and blog, I would be doing locations of where you are, even because your phone is with you. You could take pictures at the same time you're doing a quick blog post. And then you could be doing, a blog post that's saying, all right, well, I'm in, this neighborhood or that city or whatever, and start building out that, because I think those are going to be signals too. Just like having your reviews. And the
yeah.
reviews, man, if you're mobile, right? Shit, look at this. I mean, you're talking about your mobile. You can actually ask that customer to come out, take a picture on their phone, and do a fucking review. Oh, sorry,
Oh
review right
man,
there.
you
Sorry,
got me,
totally.
Darren. It's okay. I'm gonna private it anyway.
So you could do the review right there and have them put a picture, and it's from their phone and from that location, and now you got a review on your GBP, and you're doing a blog post. I mean, power right there, brother.
Sick. All right, Darren. Talk to you later.
Right on.
Bob and me? No,
Send
no,
you
it's
the
all right.
bill. Send you the bill.
No, we're all good. See you,
No,
Darren.
I mean to Darren 3.
Oh, yes, and see you,
Just
bro. Oh, that's fun. Oh, that's fun. I think that'll be fun. I didn't take that into account. Um, um, I mean, I've slipped. Well, I've slipped a few times. I think it's really only a factor for profanities if it's at the beginning. But I've slipped a few times. Never with the big one, but I slip. Where I've been really trying to watch myself from slipping is in front of little C. I've been charging him $1. If I hear even the slightest of anything, and he never drops the big ones, but he was saying the ASS one though. I heard him one time, so I taxed his butt. No allowance this week. Oh, must be getting time. So 6:46. How come Darren is online? I'm not able to. You're probably able to. Um, you are able to, but you have to let each person in. But what I'm going to do right now, though, is wrap up the rest of these chats and call it 6:46. I got to run. Um, just read the message. Yes, I did. I did. All right. I think I talked to everybody actually. Now that I look at this, I still down the hop in. Oh, that's not Darren. So I have one image with a general. All right. I think I went to each of them. I have to run. I have to end this session. Let me see here. Is there anything that I'm missing over here on the left side? Let's see here because it's popping up here. All right. Okay. Here, since we're dropping in people and I'm about to leave here, the very last thing, if you go over to in the YouTube community, I'll give you a discount code so you can get the free training. All right. Anything else here? Oh, once you get the discount code, you'll get the free training from the free section on SEOmastermind.org. All right. Inside of there, that's where you'll also be able to get the newsletter. If you don't want the newsletter, that's fine. But there's also a testing newsletter where we give a free test, one of the new tests that we have. All right. So it's worthwhile. In the community tab, get the discount code, go over to SEOmastermind.org. You can get free stuff. All right. With that being said, I'll see you all next week. It's been an absolute pleasure. If there's anything that I could help you with, put it in the section below. I think I pretty much covered everything. It's been awesome. Just the GMB. All right. What's the GMB? What do you got? you're. I'll do it because I said I would. But do you have it? Give it to me, my friend, and I'll be quick. but I'll hit the pain points. I'll be thorough, actually. Let me see it. Where is it at, Nice Boy 595? Do you have it? If you have it, I'll be more than happy to take a look because I told you I would. All right. Come on. Come on, buddy. If you right here, just the GMB. I'll give you a few moments here to throw it in. If not, I'm going to have to run. But I guess there's a lag in video. But that question right there, see this one? Right here. All right. Give me 1 second. Yo. Yo. What am I doing? I'm wrapping up my YouTube Mastermind. I'm coming up on late. Okay. Yeah, let me just see what. Let me see if this guy came through with the GMB. If he didn't, then I'm out of here. Okay. Sounds good to me. All right. All right. Mango Ghost is better. That's debatable. All right. So let's see here. So you gave me a business that's in Dubai. We have to make sure that hopefully it's in English. I think it should be, but we'll take a look. CHRISZTO PSYCHLOGISTI. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this together. Okay. Okay, let's go see what the deficits are. All right, we're just looking at primarily optimization for Nice Boy 595. So Nice Boy 595 has this business right here, and he's looking for deficits for the GBP. Now, I assume that it's going to be in English, so what I did is I wrote it here. All right, and we're going to go over here and take a quick look here. All right. So I assume you want this. Mm-hmm. Where is yours located at? Are you within range? Here, let's go over here. Let's take a little peek here. Starting with the Z. Do you show up anywhere in here? I don't see you in the lineup here, my friend. You're nowhere to be found? That tells me that... Okay, so you're nowhere to be found. So how many of yous are in there? So you're in the Science Park Towers. There's 37 instances of this. So you're in a primary business. There's also a... So nowhere does your business pop up. What's your number? You have a number there? Tower, 3rd and 4th floor, AI. Here, let's just go here. So you're not showing up on that. 1. Okay. So 1 instance. Okay. Okay. So you're not showing up for psychologist in Dubai yet, right? When I type in your name, yeah, you show up. But when I'm searching for that address, there's no reference to you and it other than 1, right? And we got different instances each time, right? So different mentions. So this is telling me that some citation work is due, right? Also, too, I didn't even have any secondary references or co-occurring references of your business mentioned when putting in the phone number, because there I was looking for a directory. So we barely have any citations and we barely have any directory listings. So there's a place to start. Also, if psychologist, I know that psychologist has to be important to you. And the reason I know this is because you stuck it actually into your name. Psychologist in Dubai. Also, you never put a stop word in there. If you're going to make the risk of putting a keyword into the name, don't put a stop word, right? Like, just don't change it. Don't change it. But for future reference. right? Psychologist Dubai. Okay. Also, this looks spammy. It's just, spammy, but it doesn't matter. Either way, the profile is well built out, nice photo. I don't know if this is you, but you look trustworthy, which is good. Within the real estate space, like smiling faces convert better. So good job on that. So at least it's not like, I have plumbers, they put a picture of a toilet. It's like, I know you're a plumber, but geez. Why? So that's that. Now that we've addressed citations and directories, that I don't know if they're doing data aggregation there. I don't know. I don't do too many businesses in Dubai, mostly in the United States. But if that's available, I would take care of that. Like Localese, New Star, Foursquare, they all have data aggregation. I would submit your business to data aggregation through one of those three. All right. Citations, directories, we took care of that. Now, the other thing that I noticed is when I'm searching for psychologist in Dubai, here I want to, let's go back. Psychologist in Dubai. When I scrolled down, I noticed a few things here. So let's just go down here. This, I'm just pointing out this one. Let's just say it's this one. Okay. If there's any Yelp like these would be your niche specific. If we have niche specific, and I noticed that you've packed inside of your categories, you've packed a significant amount of secondary categories inside of your category section. So if you offer that, excellent. This opens up the possibility of getting more niche specific citations or directories. You should do that, right? But what I'm noting here is when I searched for your name, your business, your phone number, you weren't listed not only on regular citations or directories, but you're not on the niche specific, right? So niche specific for psychology or any other, practice area of psychology. But besides from that, how about location specific directories, Dubai specific business directories? You have barely any mentions online. You have to address this. Now, let's address this issue, okay? Just because, I don't want to use any analogies because it's bad no matter which way I look at it, right? Just because somebody else is doing something wrong doesn't mean that we should. I would really second guess the amount of categories that we have. You cannot be the best at 10 things. You just can't be, right? So what I would want to do is I would want to limit this to one, maybe two categories. I am this. I'm a psychologist and a child psychologist. Great. Then that's what I would do. But more notably, what I would look for is what are the top two categories if psychologist in Dubai is the big primary term that I need to win. Psychology in all different realms. Psychology pretty much encompasses a lot of this, right? I would really second thought the amount of categories you have because you cannot be the specialist or the authority or the expert in all of them. Okay. One or two. Now by seeing this would tell me that I can't see it here on the profile. But by looking at this tells me that you've probably made the blunder, perhaps, or this is a client. Your client has made the blunder of not only packing categories, but also services, right? So unless it's over on here, let's take a look here. Service. Okay, excellent. Great. So child psychology, play therapy, child assessments, right? I don't know if these are all going to be listed services inside of your Google business profile, but whatever is actually listed, psychoanalysis, cognitive behavioral therapy, you know them, right? Any service that's in these main headers or has an A tag on the homepage, This is what we want to list inside of our services. Okay. Also, so you have an embed. Excellent. Okay. But is there another link besides the embed URL? So this is one URL going back to the asset to make a connection, but I don't see a hard link over there. All right. So deploy that. Now let's go back over here. So categories, services probably need to be fixed. Get a link on the website over. Also, 2 reviews. Let's take a look at this. Okay. Using your name, primary terms. Okay. I like your style. Okay. And these are from, see, what's great about being in Dubai, it won't be outrageous for you to have Dubai or United Arab profiles on your profile page. See, when we were getting them for American business owners, they were disturbed by this. But for your profile, it makes perfect sense. So by reading this very well-written review, the words, the word usage, keep going. 2 isn't enough. We want to see one every other day, so that's that. We should have far more. In fact, we want to get into the neighborhood of, all right, so top player, let's go back up here. They're running ads, 50, 50, 40, 160. 56, 44, 160 equals, divided by 3, somewhere in the neighborhood of 86, right? So now we know the blueprint. Now we know the road. So now, depending upon budget and time restraints, now we decide how many we want to build, how fast per week, right? But we know that the goal is, the high end is like 1,000, I think I saw, right? The low end is somewhere in the 44, I think it was 44. Here's a $1.66, a 59. More reviews. All right. Reviews, the category, the services. All right. So this is psychology. I don't believe that they offer products, right? I don't think in this category they do. If they do, it's clear as day what your products are or what your services are. Your services are your products, and we want to rank in Dubai. Top level category is going to be psychology. The second is going to be child psychology. Pick 4 that are the most important that are listed on your website. Those are your 4 categories. Underneath that, we want to list those subsections. Like you have a whole boatload of services. We'll stick them under their proper categories. Add it in there. And on some of them, append Dubai. Okay? So that's product, services. Now, this looks a little light. Okay? Without going outrageous and doing all of the homework, what I would highly recommend is go to searchengineoptimizationtools.com. Type in the word psychologist. Okay? When you get the results back for entities, I want you to take a look at the entities from the top performers. Okay? Grab 5 and look at all the entities. I want you to take into account anything that has a 0.3 or higher on those top 10 or top 5 performers. And I want you to use those keywords at least 2 times in this description. Okay? So we're looking to increase the amount of entities within the description. All right? A significant amount. Also, we want to use the exact terminology that is utilized within the website. So you know how you have all those services, right? Let's talk about that. All right. Especially the ones that we are going to be noted inside the category section under products. All right. So there's a lot still to do, which makes it fun. Also, too, traffic, clicks. But before we start running traffic and clicks, we need to show up in that top 20 results. All right. Really, like that top 20 you need to show. I'm in the United States, so when I do psychologist in Dubai, I don't think it's weird that I don't see it. But I didn't even see it in page 1, page 2, or page 3. So it's not in the 60. All right, for me, but I'm in the USA. That doesn't count. But when you show up, you need to be getting clicks and traffic for those keywords being these. Okay? See what you do? See the things that we do? We want to make sure that the clicks and the traffic that we're receiving are for these things from the area that we need to receive them. So in Dubai, but remember, don't be greedy with your clicks and traffic. Google's only going to reward you so far. I haven't done any testing in Dubai, so I can't say specifically this. But maximum 10, maybe 20-mile radius. It's up to you. Back to the profile. So we talked about the name. We've addressed the name, talked about the categories. The address, you need to own that address. I didn't see anybody else listed there, but we don't know. This number didn't show up for anyone else, so that's good. Questions and answers, very simple. The question is, do you offer thing that's mentioned on the website? Are you a psychologist in this area? Yes, I am. So really the objective here with questions and answers, the questions, simple. What are the services you provide and where do you provide them? Start answering, right? It's ideal to have someone else ask and then you answer, but you can ask and answer and be helpful. The objective, remember here, it's always within guidelines because it's helpful. We're trying to help the end consumer understand our business and our services. Okay. The reviews we addressed, the description we addressed, and that is all. All right. I appreciate your time. I have to run. I'm way over time. What is data aggregation? Data aggregation in the most simplest but SEO nerd terms is this. All of the citations and directories that you can only get programmatically, that's what data aggregation is. If you want to get listed on specific sites, you can't manually add a citation there. The only way I found to get a link there, my business listed, is programmatically. And in order to do that, you'd get data aggregation submission services. We are about to add it because I have figured it out. And now that I have figured it out, I'm about to just come in and undercut the whole market. Most people are charging $20 per submission or $35 per submission, something like this, or you get all 3 submissions for $70. We are going to drastically undercut that. So that way, data aggregation for all, for far cheaper. So my competitors have had a good run. $2 citations, data aggregation for sky high prices, even though it's free to submit, this kind of stuff, but that's okay. We're here. We're here. It's taken many, many years to get to this position, but I always wanted to give the information that I wanted to hear that would actually help me without fluff. And I always wanted to offer services for the best price, the best product for the best price. And we've been slowly working towards this. So we're almost there. With that being said, I'm Chris Palmer with chrispalmer.org. I'll see you next week. I'm about to have dinner with my family. That's what that phone call was. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Blessings. If I missed your question, I apologize. Please check out the YouTube community tab. We're going to give you a discount code. The discount code is so you can get the free backlink list. Okay. It'll be a free backlink list. All right. But what we really want to do is introduce you to the YouTube community. So that way you get the newsletter, you get a free test, and that's where you get your discounts and any news and updates. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time. Many blessings, and I'll see you in the next stream. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye-bye.